Hello, coaches. Welcome back to another Modern Soccer Coach Breakdown. When Marcelo Bielsa talks about tactics, we all listen. He recently gave a tactical presentation where he said that we all misunderstand systems. There are only 11 shapes that actually exist. He said in the presentation that coaches overcomplicate tactical concepts. He believes modern football requires versatility, not rigidity. He insists that youth players need to be proficient in all 11 systems, and the real plan B happens within the system that you're using. We went through the presentation, we had a look at it. I will put the presentation on the link below and you can go and take a look for yourself. There's English subtitles, it's absolutely brilliant. But I wanted to take a look at something that he looked at today with one of the systems, the 4-3-3, and how he looks at the 4-3-3. I think it's really important that we're not just talking about a system doing A, B, and C, but if we want to develop creative coaches, if we want to develop coaches who can challenge and think, then we have to talk about how systems are implemented and not just what systems are. This is a great example of it. I hope you enjoy it. As always, please make sure you like, please make sure you subscribe. And as a special thank you for your support, there is a 50% limited time only offer on our Modern Soccer Coach analysis course. So if you're really into the tactical side of the game and presentations like this and you enjoy it, please check out Modern Soccer Coach Tactical Analysis course, 50% off, limited time only. Again, I'll put the link below. Please check that out. Thanks so much for the support. Here we go, Bielsa on tactics. So the first thing that stands out with the Bielsa diagram is the fact that the 6, 8, and the 10 are all in a straight line. You rarely see that. I've never seen that. I've never seen anyone put a 4-3-3 out like that. And what he's trying to do here is basically show the versatility of the 8s and the 10s. They can play in different lines, they can play in different channels. But the modern game is fluid and versatility is the currency. Speaking of versatility, then he moves on to talk about his philosophy. Again, something we never speak about, you rarely hear coaches talk about, is this concept here that is so important. All right, you've got a structure of a 4-3-3. How much are you going to commit to attack versus defense? Bielsa says he attacks with 6 and defends with a 3+1. So now the presentation really comes alive and how he paints the pictures of how he's going to attack with a 6. And you would normally think that that 6 is going to be provided by a front 3 and a midfield 3 as well. But he paints the picture again. He puts the diamond with the back 3 and a 1. And then he uses 3 pairs with the fullbacks and the 9 and the 10. And then again, he articulates how he sees this here. Another thing that is rarely discussed is 2-player combinations, 3-player combinations. He talks about how he sees it, how important it is for the 8s and the 10s to occupy different spaces, playing in multiple channels again. So this is flexible, this is versatile. But in doing this here, you get an understanding of small groups. And again, those combinations become really important. He then moves this back to, okay, how many pictures can you create this from? So another way you can do it is you push the weak side on, and then you've got your back 3 and your 6, and all of a sudden you've replicated on the other side. Again, the 3 and the 4, they take care of the wide channels. The 6 protects the back 4. Another way of doing it, again, I thought this was great, by going back again, painting another picture. Again, you've got your 3 midfielders in a straight line. Another way of how he can get his 6 players, push 2 fullbacks on and manipulate the shape of the back 3. The 8 now takes the place of the 6. You've still got your 3 pairs. And then the presentation moves towards how many systems he sees. He only sees 11 systems, how the 3 becomes a 4, how the 4 becomes a 3, how the system is a reference frame, not something that you hang your hat on and use in a rigid way, and how systems are a choice about matchups, rather about philosophy. You don't pick a system because you like it, you pick it in relation to the opponent, so that every duel is compatible. Your fullback versus their winger, your centre back there's for 9. How do you keep +1 in certain areas? Again, highly recommend checking out the full interview. I will put the link below and you can see it. Full English subtitles, easy to follow, unbelievable presentation. Again, I highly recommend that you go and watch the full review of that breakdown. It's absolutely brilliant. Bielsa believes that tactics are not about philosophy, they're about solving a matchup. Most coaches choose the system because it's their identity. Bielsa believes that you choose a system because that it solves the problem that opponent possesses, which means you've got to be flexible, see the problem, see what the opponent is doing, and solve that with a group of players who are adaptable and flexible in the same way you are. And that takes a lot of work. Bielsa also sees tactical training as a development tool and not something that the coach is trying to get all their players to do. It's an unbelievable presentation. Please go ahead and check it out. I'll put the link below. Please also check out Modern Soccer Coach Tactical Analysis course, 50% off, limited time only. Thank you so much for your support. See you next week. Goodbye.